guess you probably saw that Utah lost one quarterback, so I guess that it makes the preparation a little easier that they're going with Rising. What have you seen from that guy?
Well,
I know he came off the bench.
There was an uncertainty that's probably alleviated somewhat. Kid came in and played well. Took him. I think that's the first 3 overtime game with the new rules. That was. He seemed confident. Seemed to know what he was doing, making plays. But it made a little bit of the indecision go away.
What was Utah's kind of primary strength against you guys last year? Was it offensively? Was it that O-line or all those guys?
Well, they were able to run the ball and have some big runs. The running back was great. I think just their identity is what Coach Whittingham wants. There's a physical defense, run the ball, but see, then they come with these timely explosive plays, right? With 18 and they're not just going to be 3 yards in a cloud of dust. They're going to hit you with some motion, some shift. The tight ends, they use them very well. Jet motions, all those things is the preparation. So.
You talked about Armani Marsh a bit. What makes him just in general? What makes him a special
He cares
player?
so much. He cares so much about the right things. And probably some of the seniors or super seniors or whatever you want to call it, get a lot of, they deserve the attention we give them. But Armani is so consistent in his demeanor, in his approach, preparation, and I think he just plays so hard. I feel very honored to be able to coach a kid like that. I think he's a great role model for young kids in the game, and probably any game. Just look at how he plays. If you get a chance to be around him, look how he treats people. I think he's definitely has set himself up to be a successful, happy life.
Can you kind of give a rundown on how the quarterback reps have been split up this week, just in terms
Cam
of
and Jarrett have kind of been, taking the majority of them.
And are you still trying to figure out between those two who's going to start?
Yeah, we're kind of in that one. We'll see what Jaden does. If he can come out and do some more stuff, we'll see. But they've gotten the majority of the reps.
We saw Brian Green was, I think he was dressed for at least some of warm-ups on Saturday.
Yeah.
Is he getting closer to a return?
Yes.
Okay. Do you chance you have him Saturday or just not sure yet? Okay.
Yes.
I
think I know we've had a few injuries in this early part of the season. After the last, probably as healthy as we've been since we lined up in the first play at Utah State.
And then one guy who's done some nice things this year, he's number one on the depth charts, Christian Mejia. What is some stuff you've seen from him and what he's been able to do?
Well, I was able to sit in his living room on the east side of Oahu and got to know some of his coaches very well. And I think his body has changed, which probably when they recruited him here, that's what they anticipated. Mature kid, cares very much about people and doing the right thing. Mature in a way, married, planning, what his life will be after football, his next stage of life. I think he's in that kind of mode, but still very invested in his teammates. Has gotten much better with his hands. I thought our interior D-line played much better than the first 2 games this last game. Knocking out the run was really beneficial for us, especially in the first half.
And then kind of on that same topic, can you just kind of talk about the way you've seen Shaw Smith-Wade develop since he got here into now?
He came in with the right mindset, Was lucky enough to be able to sit in his living room too before he came. And it's about guys who love football, love the process, love just playing the game, not just Saturdays. They love everything that it entails, and he's one of those guys. And not scared coming in as a true freshman and being one of our most consistently excited guys at practice and showing up in games. Very twitchy of an athlete. And go ahead, I'm sorry.
Sorry, no. I was just going to ask about the inside receivers. Where are Calvin and Travell kind of thriving, and is it an emphasis to kind of spread the love a little bit?
Well, yes, and what I'm not saying we need to get all 4 more involved. Let's put it that way. A lot of the catches historically can go through the slots, but people are playing. football moves in a circle, so there's stuff coming back around in the last few years that we need the outside guys to be a little bit more productive, and I'm not going to say I'm not throwing them under the bus. That's us being aware of that too.
There was a report yesterday on Twitter that you had started the vaccine process. Is there, do you have anything to say about that? Are you vaccinated or are you not vaccinated?
I don't have much to say about that. I haven't been on. You asked me about Twitter. I haven't been on Twitter. I heard there was something going on, but we are where we're at with the mandate and moving forward with it.
I know it's private and everything, and you said that about the mandate, but at any point would you consider maybe talking about it? What's going on your end, or is that? Or
Probably not. Probably not.
Why do you not? Why have you just decided you don't want to touch that subject matter?
Because I think I'm here to coach football and deal with football issues in the majority of my stuff, and there's part of me that feels that some things should be private still.
When you've kind of looked at the tape of the first 3 games, is there someone who really has stood out to you that maybe has made an even bigger impression on the games than you thought they could have from day one?
Give me a second.
Yeah.
Maybe not from day one, but his improvement, Antonio Pule. He shows up. You watch Marsh for a little bit, and you know he's going to be a productive guy. Trying to think about Andrew Edson, probably Andrew Edson. Coming in as a true freshman, being as productive as he is. Maake stands out for his versatility and how he's grown. Those are some names probably.
On Monday, you talked a little bit about the O-line and how sometimes you guys get the defenses as kind of comparable to like an option offense where you get different defenses dialed up. I was just wondering a little bit more about that.
Sure.
Does the defense kind of change by the week, or is it kind of hard to expect?
There's an element of that, and this isn't just this year. This is kind of since we've been running this offense. You're not sure exactly what you're going to get. You can get, start. Is it a 1-high, 2-high team? Is it a man or zone team? But there's a lot of smart coaches out there, and I feel, I could be wrong, but I feel we get different stuff a lot of times than we necessarily prepare for what they've shown earlier, and that's just the way it is, and that's how it's been. So being great with adjustments and identifying what it is, we emphasize communication a lot. So whether it's from the booth to the sideline, or what the guys up front are seeing on the field and being able to bring it back. That's also a benefit of having a team that has some seasoning to it, especially up front with Abe and Liam and Brian, and even Jared's played a bunch of football for us. So I think there's part of that. But yeah, I think there's an element that we've always had to be ready for with that.
When you see a team like USC last weekend go on a 45-point run, you see it across all sports, when the team just sort of has that wave of momentum. What are you telling your guys on the sideline sort of while it's happening, and how would you go about stopping, those teams with a wave of momentum?
You got to dam up the energy. Every team's a little different too in that way. It's happened a few times where I need to start with myself and change how I do things, whether it's in practice or in those situations. The team is the team, and they need whatever the best I can give them, and then get it down to the assistant coaches and then to the leadership of the team to be able to, I think there's a feeling in a couple of those games where you could feel it. If you guys were there, you could feel kind of the energy. It's something that I got to be able to stop and get it going the right way.
Was there some energy lost when, the team sees their starting quarterback, Jaden, go down at the end of the second? Was there any kind of,
It's hard to, quantify it, but I would assume so, We have to deal with adversity a little bit better, and it was so fast, and then it happened, and we had to go out and play. But, I would think that would be a natural thing to happen. Then it's, okay, who do we get behind now, and how is that relationship going?